Ladies and gentlemen, life has a strange way of teaching us lessons that words alone cannot capture. It's in our experiences, in the choices we make, and in the people we choose to love. And love is the greatest force of all. It lifts us to the highest peaks, but if misplaced, it can also chain us to the depths of regret. There's a certain kind of love that feels familiar, almost too comfortable. It's a love that clings to the past, to memories, to the way things used to be. It whispers, stay here, don't change, don't grow. But the truth is, love should never be a prison. It should be wings. And yet, how often do we find ourselves bound by nostalgia, by comfort, by a version of love that no longer nurtures us? Imagine holding on to something that has already served its purpose. Imagine clinging to a season that has passed, to a flame that has lost its warmth. You see, love must be alive. It must challenge, inspire, and push us forward. But when love is tethered to something that has already aged in spirit, it ceases to be love. It becomes an obligation, a habit, a mere shadow of what once was. The world does not wait for those who hesitate. It moves forward, and so must we. There is no wisdom in loving what no longer grows. There is no courage in staying where we have outgrown. The love that truly fulfills us is the one that demands we become more, not less. Ask yourself, are you in love with something that no longer exists? Are you holding on to a version of the past that cannot walk with you into the future? Love should not be an anchor to what was, but a compass to what can be. If it does not challenge you, if it does not inspire you, if it does not breathe new life into your soul, then perhaps it is time to let go. Because the best kind of love is not the one that keeps you where you are, it's the one that dares you to become who you were meant to be. Life is meant to be a journey of continuous growth, an unfolding story where each chapter brings new lessons, new challenges, and new joys. Love, the most powerful force in existence, should be no different. It should never be something that keeps you confined, comfortable, yet unfulfilled. It should not be a place where you settle, where you shrink, where you silence your dreams, just to maintain what has already faded. Too often, people mistake stability for love, routine for passion, and obligation for commitment. But love should never be something that simply exists. It must evolve, breathe, and expand alongside you. If love is not helping you grow, then it is not love, it is attachment. An attachment to something that has already outlived its purpose is nothing more than an anchor, holding you back from the life you were meant to live. Imagine planting a tree in a pot too small for its roots. No matter how much you water it, no matter how much sunlight it gets, it will never reach its full potential because it is confined by something that was never meant to hold it forever. The same is true for love. If it is not giving you space to grow, if it is not stretching your heart and mind, if it is keeping you in a place where you are merely surviving instead of thriving, then you must ask yourself, why are you still holding on? True love does not fear change. It embraces it. It does not resist growth. It nurtures it. The right love will challenge you to reach beyond your limits, to discover new depths of your own strength, to become the person you were always meant to be. It will not ask you to dim your light just to maintain an illusion of happiness. Instead, it will ignite a fire within you, a passion that pushes you forward rather than chaining you to a past that no longer serves you. If you find yourself in a love that is stagnant, in a love that no longer inspires you to become better, then you must make a choice. You can either stay where you are, trapped in the comfort of familiarity, or you can step forward into the unknown, trusting that something greater awaits. Because love, real love, does not keep you where you are. It lifts you, expands you, and sets you free. Life is always moving forward, never backward. The sun does not rise in the west just because yesterday felt comfortable in its light. The seasons do not rewind simply because we wish to relive a moment of warmth. And yet so many hold on to love that belongs to the past, hoping that by clutching it tightly enough it will somehow become new again. But love, like life, cannot thrive in yesterday. It must exist in the present and grow into the future. Loving someone whose heart and spirit are rooted in the past is like trying to breathe life into a faded photograph. The image is there, the memory remains, but it lacks the energy, the passion, the vitality that love is meant to have. Too often, people mistake nostalgia for connection. They hold on to what once was, not realizing that in doing so, they are shutting the door on what could be. The greatest tragedy is not losing love, it is refusing to make space for new love because you are still clinging to the old. Holding on to a love that has already served its time is like gripping a rope that is burning your hands. You think letting go will hurt, but the real pain comes from holding on too long. It is a weight that keeps you from rising, a chain that binds you to a past that no longer serves you. Growth is impossible when you are stuck in the memories of a love that no longer moves forward. You were meant to evolve, to experience love that matches your energy, your vision, your future. A love that is not growing is a love that is decaying, and no amount of wishing, hoping, or waiting will bring it back to life. If love does not walk with you into tomorrow, it is not meant to be in your today. Do not waste your life waiting for something that will never change. Do not hold on to a love that has already let go of you. Open your heart, step forward, and trust that the love meant for you is not behind you, it is waiting. There is a dangerous illusion that many mistake for love. It is not passion, not connection, not the fire that ignites the soul. It is comfort. The kind of comfort that feels safe, familiar, predictable. The kind that does not challenge you, does not inspire you, does not make you reach for something greater. It is the illusion that love is meant to be still, unchanged, simply existing, like an old song playing on repeat. But love that does not evolve is not love. It is routine disguised as affection. Familiarity can be a trap. It whispers, stay here. This is what you know. This is what feels easy. But easy does not mean right. A love that keeps you in the same place, repeating the same conversations, following the same patterns, never pushing you to grow, that is not love. That is stagnation. That is fear disguised as devotion. Think about a candle that burns brightly, filling a room with warmth and light. Over time, if left unattended, the flame weakens, the wax melts away, and all that remains is a lifeless wick. That is what happens when love is built on habit rather than passion, on obligation rather than desire. You stay, not because your heart is alive, but because you have convinced yourself that change is too frightening. But love is not meant to be a quiet, predictable existence. It should make you feel alive, awake, and inspired. It should challenge you to dream bigger, to see the world in new colors, to step outside the limits you once believed were unbreakable. Love should push you forward, not keep you tethered to the past. If you find yourself in a love that is only surviving on memories, only thriving in the comfort of routine, then ask yourself, are you truly in love, or are you just afraid of the unknown? Real love does not keep you in one place. It moves, it grows, it transforms. And if the love you are holding on to is not doing that, then perhaps it is not love at all. Love is not meant to stand still. It is not a relic to be admired from a distance, frozen in time, unchanged by life. It should be a living, breathing force, one that grows, expands, and adapts. Love that does not evolve is like a bird trapped in a cage, its wings intact but useless. It may still look beautiful, but it has lost its purpose, its movement, its freedom. There are those who believe that if love was once strong, it will always be strong. They hold on to the past as if love is a fixed moment, something that can be preserved like an old photograph. But love is not a memory, it is an experience. And experiences must change, must develop, must take on new depths, or they begin to fade. To love someone who no longer grows with you is to live in a house that has stopped being built. The foundation may be strong, but the walls are crumbling, the windows no longer let in the light, and the doors no longer open to new possibilities. You can stay inside, pretending everything is as it was, or you can step outside and see that life is still moving, still calling you forward. The love that truly belongs to you will never be afraid of change. It will not ask you to remain the same, to ignore your dreams, to silence the parts of yourself that are yearning for more. It will evolve with you, rise with you, and create new moments instead of just clinging to old ones. If love does not grow, it begins to decay. And a love that is decaying will only hold you back, keeping you trapped in a past that no longer exists. If the love you are in has stopped evolving, if it no longer breathes new life into you, then ask yourself, are you holding on to love, or are you holding on to the past? Because love, real love, is not meant to stay still. It is meant to take you somewhere, to push you forward, to open doors you never imagined. And if it is not doing that, then maybe it is time to let go and find the love that will. Love should be a force that carries you forward, not a chain that ties you to the past. It should be a compass that points toward growth, adventure, and new possibilities, not an anchor that keeps you stuck in a place where nothing changes. Too often people hold on to love that has lost its vitality, convincing themselves that staying is safer than stepping into the unknown. But love that does not propel you forward is not love. It is a memory trying to survive in a future where it no longer belongs. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, the waves calling you towards something greater, something unseen yet filled with promise. But instead of stepping into the water, you stay on the shore, clinging to an old boat that no longer sails. You tell yourself that because it once carried you across the waves, it still can. But the truth is, the boat is broken, worn by time, incapable of taking you anywhere new. And so you stand still, afraid to let go, watching as the horizon stretches before you, waiting for you to move. Love that is stuck in the past, love that does not evolve, is like that broken boat. It may have once been strong, once carried you through storms, but if it can no longer take you forward, it is only holding you back. You were not meant to live in the echoes of yesterday. You were meant to move, to explore, to discover new depths of passion, connection, and fulfillment. The love that is right for you will never fear the future. It will not resist change, nor will it ask you to stay in a version of yourself that no longer fits. The love that truly belongs to you will grow with you, walk beside you, and inspire you to reach for more. And if the love you are holding on to does not do that, then perhaps it is not love, it is just the past refusing to let go. But the past cannot dictate your future unless you allow it to. Step forward. Let love be your compass, not your anchor. Fear has a way of disguising itself as love. It whispers that staying is safer than leaving, that the unknown is too risky, that what you have, though unfulfilling, is better than what you might lose. But love should never be built on fear. Love is meant to be expansive, freeing, a force that lifts you higher, not one that keeps you trapped in the same place, afraid to move. Many people remain in relationships not because they are deeply in love, but because they are deeply afraid. Afraid of loneliness, afraid of change, afraid that they may never find something better. But love that is chosen out of fear is not love. It is confinement. It is a cage where you convince yourself that happiness is found in staying still, when in reality happiness is waiting for you to take the next step forward. Imagine standing in a room with a locked door. You have spent years inside, convinced that this is where you belong. The walls are familiar, the air is comfortable, and yet something deep inside you knows that you are never meant to stay here forever. But fear keeps you from turning the handle, keeps you from discovering what lies beyond. You tell yourself that opening the door is dangerous, that the outside world may not welcome you, but the truth is, the only thing keeping you in that room is your own unwillingness to leave. Love should never ask you to choose between your happiness and your security. It should not make you afraid of what happens next. It should inspire you to grow, to change, to step into the unknown with the confidence that something greater awaits. The love that is meant for you will not be a prison, it will be a path. And if the love you are in makes you afraid to move forward, then it is not love, it is just fear in disguise. Do not let fear dictate the rest of your life. Do not stay where your heart no longer feels alive simply because you are afraid of what comes next. Open the door. Step outside. Love, real love, is not something that traps you. It is something that sets you free. Love is meant to bring life, energy, and passion into your world. Not to drain you, not to make you feel like you are merely existing. Yet so many people find themselves trapped in relationships where love has become a routine, a duty, a shadow of what it once was. They convince themselves that staying is the right thing to do, that loyalty matters more than happiness, that the comfort of what they know is worth more than the possibility of something greater. But love should never feel like a slow, quiet surrender. It should never make you feel like you are fading away. There is a difference between love that nurtures and love that numbs. One fills you with excitement, challenges you, pushes you toward the best version of yourself. The other keeps you stagnant, keeps you repeating the same days over and over, keeps you from seeing that life has more to offer. If you wake up every day feeling uninspired, disconnected, as if your soul is yearning for something more, but you keep telling yourself to ignore it, that is not love. That is fear disguised as commitment. That is habit disguised as loyalty. Imagine a flame burning bright in the darkness, full of warmth and light. Over time, if it is not tended to, if it is not fed with new energy, it dims, weakens, and eventually turns to ash. Love is the same. If it does not continue to evolve, to grow, to ignite new sparks, it becomes something lifeless, something that only exists because no one was willing to admit it was already gone. You are not meant to live a life where you simply accept what is given to you. You are meant to create, to build, to embrace love that excites you, fulfills you, makes you feel truly alive. Love is not meant to be a quiet resignation. It is meant to be an awakening, and if the love you are holding on to does not set your soul on fire, does not make you excited about life, then it is not love. It is just an old memory pretending to be one. Let go of what no longer fuels you. Step into the love that does.